The idea that we're living in a simulation is a plausible idea. If you look at the rate of computer improvement, there's been an insane amount of improvement. Same with video games. Imagine what video games would look like in 2,000 years. It would make sense that in the future, technology would get to the point where it's mature enough to be able to run a simulation of our own reality. A video game that's indistinguishable from real life. If we got to that point where we could run a simulation of our world, then it would be pretty much inevitable that the simulation we run eventually gets advanced enough to run simulations of its own. So it keeps going on and on and on until there's millions of simulations. It's turtles all the way down. But which one are we? Well, we'd be the mother of all those simulations, but then it could be easily said that we're one of a million simulations running from above. So then, the chances of living in the original reality are like 1,000,000 to 1. It's not like you would even have to simulate the entire universe. You'd only have to render out what's necessary. The surface of things, what's currently being observed by somebody, and the necessary amount of detail needed for the observer. Is this table real? I don't know, it looks real and feels real. So what's the difference from appearing real and being real? You don't have to render the complex insides of humans for them to appear real. Nobody's going to notice a difference unless someone cuts you open, but in which case you could just render it as it's being observed. You don't have to render those mountains in the distance at full quality, so render it at a lower quality that would be indistinguishable from that distance. As the observer gets closer, begin rendering more of the detail. This can be applied to anything. You don't have to render the individual atoms and electrons unless someone is using equipment to detect those minute details. You don't have to render the material under the ground until someone starts digging through it. Maybe the way in which an observer seems to collapse the wave function in the double slit experiment is just that. Rendering only things that are being observed to conserve computational resources. It is pretty weird that something acts as a wave until it's observed, which, if that was the case, would mean that this simulation wasn't built with the purpose of the people inside the simulation having sufficient technology to detect those things, which means that we are no longer serving the purpose they had originally intended the simulation to be, and the plug could get pulled any second now. It's an enticing idea to run a simulation. Imagine if we were able to simulate ourselves now, but at 8x the speed. All our current problems could be solved by the people in the simulation. Of course, if we take something from the simulation, like a coronavirus vaccine, it changes our future from the simulations, so the simulation is no longer accurate. So simulations could be run with certain problems like climate change. The intent of the simulation is to solve that problem. After the problem is solved, the simulation could end, and they implement our solution to the problem we both had in common. The imagination's the limit to what you could simulate. Oh, you want to see how the pyramids were built? Well, you just have to run a simulation of that time period. Maybe in this respect, our purpose is to serve the greater good of our simulators. We could still be here for a purpose. It's unknown to us, but maybe they're trying to solve something. Then again, maybe we're just some 12-year-old science project for school. Regardless, if this is a simulation, the plug will get pulled eventually. Where we live seems perfect. Too perfect. The Earth, our moon, the solar system, and even the physics of our universe, like gravity, is perfect. We're living on such a perfect planet for life, such a rare planet, with not just liquid water, but oxygen, an atmosphere that's suitable for fire, something that was needed to push our evolutionary progress forward. Where we are is very rare. Look at the moon. The odds of it being able to perfectly eclipse our sun is not very common. The odds of this planet having creatures to observe the rare eclipse makes it even more rare. Maybe instead of these things randomly coming together, maybe they were put here, either by an omnipotent being or by a developer. In a simulation, God and science could coexist. All the supernatural events reported by people, maybe they are real and not just people tripping. They could have been the developer. Heck, even the Mandela effect. Could it be proof that our simulators are actively changing up the past a little bit? Maybe this Earth is a template that people go into, experience a life, then when they die, they exit the simulation and wake up to their real life. So this whole thing could be to entertain people that live in a reality where their civilization has become advanced enough that there are no problems, that life is boring and they lack a purpose. Our world is on track to becoming immortal from technology and biology advancements like nanobots and gene editing. Living in a reality like that, what would be the purpose to live? Maybe in that situation, we turn to a digital purpose. Go into a simulation where there's a challenge, where you can live a life where your goal is to survive, or to live in the turning point of history, the golden era of time, where your actions could actually change the world. There's something special about the time we live in currently. 1,000 years ago, sure, you could invent a slightly better wheel, but look at 20 years ago, what video games looked like, and then look at games today. Never has any other point in our history seen this rate of improvement that we're seeing right now.